Salutations. In so much of my duration of human existence, I've always pondered the thought of what it is to being a human being, to being alive. The collective consciousness, it just spreads like a virus. It's just like a plague. All throughout your consciousness. Of what precisely is mortality. A mortality that is shared between the bonding relationship of two halves combined together, or at least the majority of us as human beings, we have aspired towards that vision, to balancing ourselves within light. That aspiration to finding the necessity, the vitality of true love, and sharing the human relationship together. I've withered and escaped all throughout my entire life, pondering at the thought as I stare at myself beneath the ocean reflections between this portal and the next, the other world of existences. So much so I find myself missing home for what it is. And so much I find myself imprisoned within the confliction of human emotions within myself. And this human emotion consists of a balance, as I myself, a balance. Between light and darkness, there exists a blackness within the reflection of those oceans. In the same way, you discover light, while it being so dimmer, so dim. I find myself conflicting within the negative emotions of human nature. Depression, isolation, often anger, a bitter resentment towards human species, being a misanthropic nihilist and a misanthropic, a fear of trusting others. Often at times I become so ashamed of being immortal, being as myself. I am a starseed. My soulmate and I, we're indigo children. We're star beings, those celestial beings. Once we're derived from the origins of our home planet, a place of light that glimmers with so much innocence, a place that's a providence, much like heaven, if you will. A place where I find solace and solitude, acceptance and freedom. Integrity meets honesty. A particular location and, Providence, where I find myself having the truest of relationships, of friendships. A place that's surrounded by so much positive energy. A collective composite of so many things that embodies each other and encompasses true love, happiness, and diversity and equality. Of all the things that are missing in the traits of our physical reality that you see in this planet, it is considered as Earth. I truly miss our home planet. A simplistic life in existence is what we have led for ourselves. A place of tolerance, a place without judgment, a place that is comprised of peace and harmony, of balance from within. A place that is devoid of all, from what I remember, negative afflictions and human emotions, and of all the things that continue to plague our modern infrastructure of our society today, of everything that is we are. I would hope that one day I were to return to this particular location, somewhere beyond the outer realms, spiritual providence, surrounded by marigold and not only do I miss my culture, I originally was born in Tokyo, Japan. I find myself to also missing not only my heritage, my culture, but my home planet. And if I should die one day, the world may rejoice and collectively celebrate and bond together. Over my death. But it is so likely that I would hope that I would have left behind a legacy, something that I have achieved, my aspirations and our visions towards a betterment of balancing light in an infrastructure that is beyond ourselves. And so purpose why I create videos, and I find myself so passionate for. I want to find myself in happiness and to be surrounded by true friends. I have a love and hate relationship with the world, and with just human beings in general. And I find myself all throughout the personal experiences of my life, I was never able to truly manifest trust within others. And otherwise it has become the complete opposite. A manifestation of resentment, vileness, and bitterness. And all I've ever wanted in my entire human existence was to be able to balance myself in the light. To find purpose. To find something so much, more than all this. And ultimately to find a bonding between myself and others. And I thank God every day that I've managed to have found Genevieve in my life. For those of you who don't know, she's my wife. And all that I ever wanted in my entire existence was to be a positive human being. equipped with qualifications as I have, has taken me a duration of so many years since birth to get to the point where I am at today. Throughout the endless struggles and strife of desperation, of heartaches and headaches, of all the hard work, of all the passions that I had to often at times burn bridges with others, and often at times I had to stare at the reflection of myself in the mirror and drown beneath the oceans in order to have found the spiritual path of my enlightenment, as I still continue to finding that purpose. I still continue to finding who I am, who I am meant to become. I'm just blessed and grateful every day of my life to be alive. Swimming with the demons inside my thoughts, sinking beneath the surface, drowning out the chaos and noise, sometimes becoming one with chaos. Discovering that sanctuary inside of myself. Often at times I struggle so much in my life to not allow the darkness to overtake me in my life. I struggle so much to not allow the darkness of human nature itself, the corrosion that continued to spiraling ever so downward within the vices of our humanity, to continue to drowning me beneath the chaos of its embodiment of its negative attributes. I've never been, nor will I ever be, a perfect human being, and that's something that's virtually impossible to accomplish or achieve in my life. So much of my life I had spent in a duration of time towards how to reach enlightenment. I've become a wolf leading the wolf pack. However, as I always have been a lone wolf throughout my entire existence, and I have this small, finite circle that burns so lightly. A circle that is consisted of a few trusted people in my life that I have ever allowed closer to the veins of my heart. A circle of few friendships in my life, and it's honest to God about it. I despise the majority of people, as I never trusted anyone. I still don't trust anybody much. I often hate all that I've become. At the same perspective, I admire and accept who I have ultimately become in my life. I'm blessed to be alive in each day of my life, and I would hope that in the event of my passing one day, the world would have remembered me for the person that I have so desperately aspired to become. Hey, you okay? One of the dogs over here is like coughing his lungs out. I would hope the world would have derived from my inspiration, and inspiration becomes a positive insight, a positive influence that helps to shape the betterment of humanity in our modern world today. Grateful for the few friendships that I do have, and my family, for those who actually, accept me for who I am and never judge you for who you are, considering every day of my life I constantly try to better myself, and it's just so much of the darkness of the world. It often discourages me or consumes me for the worst. And enjoy my life as much as possible. Certain days it's nothing personal towards anyone. Well, depends who it is.